Hi, today we're looking at your movies coming out in theaters Friday, August 17th, 2012. It's kind of a lot this week, so I'm going to try to do these as quick as possible. First thing we have is the long anticipated Expensdables 2. The first Expendables movie was okay. I think the problem I had with it was just so overhyped it couldn't live up to the hype. But I think we're all us men out there are glad to see the second one coming up this Friday. Pretty disappointed the first one didn't. I mean, they kind of tricked you. Bruce Willis and Arnold Schwarzenegger were hardly in it. I think at least Arnold is in this one, at least a little more. I'm not sure about Bruce Willis, but it's still hard to say how integral they'll be to the movie. All of us men who are in love with Chuck Norris are glad to see Chuck Norris back in movies. Very excited to see Chuck Norris, and of course this movie also has Sylvester Stallone, Jason Statham, Jet Li, Dolph Lundgren, Jean-Claude Van Damme as the bad guy in this one, Terry Crews, Randy Couture, Liam Hemsworth, Scott Adkins, and I think this is going to be a pretty enjoyable movie. I'm actually hoping it's a little bit better than the first one. It is rated R and has a 102-minute runtime. I am planning to go see this on Friday, so I will bring you my theater review probably Friday night. I wanted to go see it Friday morning, but my wife's already saying we have to wait till Friday night. Up next, we have ParaNorman, which is a stop animation movie, and it will also be available in 3D. 93-minute runtime and rated PG. I think this is going to be a pretty good one for the kids. Chris Butler and Sam Feld direct, and the voice acting is done by Cody Smit-McPhee, Tuker Albrizzi, Anna Kendrick, Casey Affleck, who I always kind of like more than Ben Affleck, Christopher Mintz-Plasse, also known as McLovin, Leslie Mann, Jeff Garlin, Alex Borstein, and John Goodman. This follows a kid who isn't very popular, and he sees ghosts or talks to ghosts, and the town he lives in is, I think, cursed or something like that, and he ends up having to fight ghosts and zombies to save his town. It looks pretty interesting. I definitely will check this out eventually. I probably won't see it anytime soon, but I definitely would recommend, if you have children, that this would probably be a good one you both enjoy. This one I'm not going to go too far into. You've probably seen enough movies already like this. It's called Sparkle. Following a Motown women's group of 3 sisters. It has Jordan Sparks, I don't know, Whitney Houston, Mike Epps, Cee-Lo Green, as Cee-Lo Green. That's all people I've heard of, you know. I definitely would never watch this movie. Alright, next up we have The Odd Life of Timothy Green. This one's from Disney, and I'm pretty confused because this doesn't even really look like a kid's movie. It's kind of strange. This couple is unable to conceive a child, so they come up with this idea. Like, I don't think like they're expecting anything to really happen, but they write down all these characteristics of a child they would like, and then they put it in a box and bury it in the ground. And a kid grows out of the ground, and he is now their child. Such a strange concept, I guess. And then I don't know what the rest of the movie's about. Like, taking care of him? I don't know. It's weird. It stars Jennifer Gardner, C.J. Adams, Ron Livingston. You know, I just don't understand the point of this movie, really. It is rated PG, and it's listed as a drama comedy. I don't know. I think it looks terrible. Next thing we have is Why Stop Now? It looks kind of strange. Stars Jesse Einsberg, Melissa Leo, Tracy Morgan, which I'm kind of confused on who's going to be funnier, Tracy Morgan or Jesse Einsberg. It's basically his character is trying to get into a music school, I believe it is, and he's trying to get his mom into detox, but she's not high, I guess, so they won't let her in. So he's on a mission to get her high, and he ends up working for this drug dealer and goes on this crazy adventure. This movie looks alright. I'm not sure if this is a full release or not. It's kind of confusing. It looks like it's already on video on demand, but it is releasing officially August 17th. To wrap this up, I'm going to do these last couple really fast because they're limited releases. And unless you live in New York or LA, you probably won't get to see them in theaters. But I thought they looked pretty interesting. We have Cosmopolis. And I didn't really understand exactly what it was about. Guy in the future. He's like super rich, hundreds of millions, billions, I don't know, of dollars, and somehow he starts losing a lot of money, and there's people out to kill him, and I think he just finally starts to feel alive now that all this is going on. Other than that, I really didn't understand what it was about. Next we have Compliance. It says in the trailer that this is based on a true story. I don't know if that's true or not, but it seems kind of strange if it is that somebody would really do this. But some guy calls into a fast food restaurant and he says he's a cop, and I think, pretty sure that he's not really a cop. In fact, I'm positive he's not really a cop. And he tells the lady, hey, this girl stole money from one of your customers and we're going to arrest her. Which I don't understand why he had to call. Why wouldn't he just come back? The supervisor obviously isn't very smart if this really happened. But, so then he's like, or you can just strip search her. Like, doesn't that just seem wrong already? Oh, you can strip search her or we can come arrest her. Don't the police have to investigate either way? And then they just kind of he's giving them all these instructions. And some of the police are like, this is wrong. Something's not right. But he's got the manager or whoever's in charge there, just so brainwashed already that she'll do whatever he says. I think it looks very interesting. Next up, we got Robot and Frank, which takes place in the future. I'm not sure how far in the future, but an older guy who's not really a fan of the technologies. His son gets him a robot to help him do stuff around the house, and his robot ends up helping him steal jewelry, and in the end I think they become friends, and it looks pretty interesting to me just because, is that day out there soon, or, at all? I think it looks kind of interesting. Last of all, this week we have The Awakening, which takes place in the 1920s or so, and this woman is I believe they called her a ghost hunter, but she doesn't really believe in ghosts, and she just disproves ghost sightings or people who believe their houses or whatever are haunted. And she goes to this, it's like an orphanage, I believe, and she starts to see all these really weird things, and she starts really believing it's haunted. And other than that, I didn't really understand what was going on exactly, but it definitely looked interesting to me. But that's going to wrap up your releases for this week. If you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up, and thanks for watching.